Hi, everybody. It's Jason Prigge from Coffee on the Coast of the Coolest Coast, and I have a very special edition of Coffee on the Coast today. Today, we are talking with award nominees that have been nominated via the Progress Lakeshore Awards that are coming up. Boy, they were supposed to happen here in May. Now it's been postponed because of the situation. So we decided to do some cool interviews. And today, we are talking with Gina from Sepia Chapel. Hi, Gina.
Hi there.
So you guys are nominated. First of all, you have a beautiful facility in Two Rivers. I know you've got also another location, but the facility in Two Rivers, I remember walking in there for the first time. When I first walked in there, I thought I was in a different city. I thought I was like in a larger city, in a bigger venue. It's just such a beautiful place, and what a great adaptive reuse of an old church. I just thought it was great, so I got to start out with that. Can you tell us a little bit about what Sepia Chapel is?
Sure. So we actually own two venues. We have one up in Green Bay, which was our beginning. And then, of course, purchased the one, the old St. Luke Church down here in Two Rivers. Gosh, it'll be 3 years in August, will be our very first event. And so we are mainly just an event and wedding space, certainly weddings being 90+% of what we do here. So other smaller community events and things like that. As a matter of fact, we were just supposed to host the Two Rivers prom. So we're pretty heartbroken that that hasn't been able to take place yet. But so some things like that, but mostly our focus is weddings, ceremonies and receptions.
Very cool, very cool. So how did your business start?
So it'll be about 11 years ago. I was actually a game designer for 16 years. And in the game world, everything is bright and yellow and red and gaudy, full of lights and screaming stuff. And so I kind of just had it in the back of my head. I wanted to design something that was serene and peaceful and just pretty. And, so anyway, so I kind of went on this entrepreneurial journey. I took the Urban Hope entrepreneurship course through the former Reggie White Packer player. He had started a nonprofit up in Green Bay to help entrepreneurs get their start. So graduated from that class, not really intending to start a business, but they awarded my business plan best of class, which was like 20 people. But and then they give you a grant for $250. I'll never forget it, because I thought, oh boy, now what do I do? Because it's enough to basically print business cards. But literally, God has a plan, stuff fell into place. I looked at a real estate magazine the next day, and there was a church for sale on the back of it. And I was like, I love architecture and history. And so it was one of those, I couldn't help myself. I had to go check out the place. Walked in, and it was like, oh my gosh, I need to own this. And I finally get to design something really awesome and serene and peaceful in a place where the community can gather. So that was kind of the start. I was still working my full-time job, did that. And I thought, you know what, if this ever takes off, I'll cross that bridge when it gets there. And several years later, we were doing 100 weddings a year. And so that's when we started looking for a second venue, which is how we landed down here in Two Rivers. So.
Wow. What a great story. I love the entrepreneurial grit it takes to start a business. As you know, I'm an entrepreneur too, and it's just so wonderful to hear those backstories. So you guys are nominated for entrepreneurial achievement. Can you maybe tell me a little bit how, and I can answer the question, but I want to hear it from you. How has your business positively impacted Manitowoc County?
So I think one of the biggest things is when we came down here, it was about finding the right place and the right community to do this, because taking on an old church renovation is no small feat. I did actually, my husband was the foreman of the contracting company that I hired. So I think fate always just works itself out. So I knew, I was with the right person to make this happen. But so coming down here, it was kind of, we drove around the community, and it was like, wow, this place is special. There's a lot to offer here. We saw the beach, which I lived in Green Bay, and I had no idea that this beautiful beach was here. I felt like we were just driving back in time, and everything about the community felt great. The welcoming from every single city elective, it was just a really, really positive experience. So I think having a venue that we can at any given time say, hey, feel free to use our place, or feel, wherever we can help, that's a pretty awesome feeling. But I think from a financial perspective, right up until this pandemic has hit, we had weddings booked every single Friday and Saturday. So, and especially this year, as with you, Jason, we had a pretty solid year booked in place. So I think bringing 300 plus people into this tiny town every single weekend, thank you, sweetheart.
That's okay.
Bringing 300 people into this tiny town every single weekend, again, is not only really wonderful for the city, but it certainly has an impact. Those people are staying at the hotels, they're frequenting the stores, they're going to the restaurants, and they leave Two Rivers with not only, hey, did we attend so-and-so's wedding, but they also, so I really appreciate your opening statement, because we have a lot of folks that are not from the area that leave here and they're like, wow, I didn't even know a place like that existed in Two Rivers. We felt like we were in this other place, but they leave Two Rivers with an entirely different impression and just a great perspective of the city. So I think that has probably been the biggest impact.
That is amazing, and that is such an impact. And my passion for the community and how much I love it. We need businesses like yours to be here and to thrive. So I really appreciate everything you're doing, and hold fast. This too shall pass. And I just really, really think you guys have a great business, and I can't wait to see what the future brings for Sepia Chapel. So thank you so much, Gina, for joining me today and telling us a little bit about what you do.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too. Take care.